3-1 win in Hainsey's first MLS win in the home opener at the Benz. Fans were at the stadium, and while yes, we're not at the stadium, it was still a very glorious night nonetheless. What were your thoughts?
It was fun. We saw them move forward. We saw them have a little bit more of idea in the final third. It's still not perfect. There's a lot of room to go. But Moreni, Hyman, they both had their moments multiple times in the game. Both of them could have had braces, but it was a fun game.
Yeah, and also Ezekiel Barco with a ridiculous golazo for the first. Talk through your reaction on
that. My kids heard me screaming upstairs. It was you've seen these goals in preseasons before. You very rarely ever see it in a game. It was nice. It didn't work the first time, but the second time it worked out perfect and it went in. It was a moment he needed, and you can tell, which I like to see from Barco, as his immediate reaction was running immediately to the teammates on the sideline to celebrate with him. It was no one-man celebration. This was a team effort, and it was great to see by him.
Yeah, he went straight to Joseph, and definitely. In terms of the team, they gave him man of the match honors. Is that who you'd give it to?
I mean, we can't give it to Robinson or Sosa every game, right? I mean, both those guys are. Robinson made a whiff there on the goal allowed. I'd say that was his only weakness so far this season. Every game I'm more amazed by Sosa, and I don't know if it's just by luck, because the ball just seems to go to him in open areas, and he's got the perfect time to be able to pass to anybody, especially diagonally. But Barco has just been giving a full effort every game, so I think it's, especially with that goal, it's good to give it to him.
Yeah. And this second goal, a lot of weird stuff happened on that, but if you want to talk about it, we can. But I think the third one is definitely some ridiculous techers going on, and Hyman gets on the end of that. But what was your reaction to that?
The Moreno goal, I was just curious on who it was going to be awarded to. It just kept bouncing everywhere, and the camera went straight to Moreni. I'm like, I don't think he touched that at all. So own goal is fine, but the Moreni, as my buddy would say, he was everybody was juked out of their shorts. It was just great. I mean, he just went through two guys like multiple times to get to Hyman, and I was happy for Hyman getting that, because he definitely should have got that goal earlier in the game where he just whiffed on almost an empty net. So it was nice to see him being rewarded there at the end of the game. I think when Hyman plays with confidence, that's the Hyman we want. Last year, I think the first two games in Nashville, and then I think it was against Cincinnati, he scored 2 goals in those games. So being able to see him score that goal, and then be also in some other opportunities to score that goal, hopefully that's the best for Hyman going forward.
Yeah, and also, we kind of alluded to him a little bit in terms of Joseph Martinez coming on. What did you see from him in his minutes on the pitch?
That ball was going in before it was deflected. If that would have went in, the roof would have been blown off that stadium. I would have woke up the whole neighborhood and probably lit up some fireworks, because when that first goal happens, I'm hoping it's on Tuesday, so we could just get it over with and not waste it on an away goal. But he needs to score that first goal in front of the fans. I don't know what his celebration is, but I am here for it, and I'm ready. And I thought that was going in until that guy got in the last second.
Yeah, indeed. That last ditch tackle, really crushed some dreams, I feel like, of a lot of people in the Atlanta area for sure, in Ohio where you are, and scattered across the nation, I feel like.
Yeah, he's getting in the right places again. You saw him take a couple tackles, which is good, because you've read that he's been avoiding some of that in practice. But it was good to see him take a few tackles, and I think he took like 3 or 4 early when he came in. So I think he's starting to get back into the game. He's starting to get in the right places. old Joseph might have would have jumped up high enough for the header that came towards him. But he's still getting used to it. And if we look at the previous games, that we probably see him starting against Philadelphia on Tuesday.
Yeah, and that's something that is a feature apparently for Gabriel Heinze, is that he doesn't rotate very much. Do you expect him to rotate at all on Tuesday, or stick with the 11 that got him the W for this match?
I don't know. I mean, we only could read what we know about his history on Twitter, and go back and look at all the stats. But I'd like to see Franco get a shot here. We've got a lot of competitions coming up, and I know it's Tuesday, Saturday, Tuesday coming up here. But I'd like to see a little bit of movement. We didn't really get to see too much of Eric Lopez, but it was encouraging to at least see him start on the bench. But I would say that we start very similar to where we are. Maybe a walks for Franco. But other than that, things look good. And my boy Jürgen Damm, everybody, is hard on him. But he works hard, not just on TikToks, but he's good. And, he's able to juke some guys, and it's good to see. And as Joseph gets more used to it, it's just going to make more room for Joseph. And I see this guy being our second assist king behind Barco.
Oh, okay. All right. Calling it very early, and I like that. Yeah. But so final thoughts on this match?
It was encouraging. I saw Darren Neal's tweet a couple of minutes ago about how the fans. It's just exciting to hear the fans back, and just to hear that stadium go off when Barco scored that goal. It feels like we're getting a little bit back to normal, and part of getting back to normal is Atlanta United winning games. So positive so far, right?
Indeed, it is. Appreciate your time, and we'll talk to you later.